Guys, this is another episode of Untraditional Living. Now, when we talk about untraditional living, we're basically I've been talking about one way of living untraditionally, but there's many ways to live untraditional. If you know, in the sense, it says far like religion. If you don't really do everything in your religion do, you are considered not living tradition. There's anything from colored, from black and white people being together, that's untraditional because black people and white people were separate for a moment. Even I'll say with roles in the family, or roles too. If most people live untraditional, if the man's not doing all the bills and the mom's not staying home, that role was untraditional for a while until things started changing. Even down to like gay couples. So if a regular, that's living untraditional because it's not traditional for a woman and woman or a man and man to be together. It's always supposed to be a man and a woman. So that's considered untraditional. So there's many ways that you can live untraditional, many things you can do untraditional. And one that I'm very familiar with or living untraditional is also could be foster care, because you're in a setting that's not a family setting. It's not a traditional setting at all as far as a home and a home. And I learned some stuff about regular homes as well as I got older and more experience. But from my experience as a youth, it was foster care, and what I pictured a home supposed to be like, it was nothing like that at all. And since last month was foster care awareness month, I want to go ahead and make this video about foster care, untraditional living, and the things that I would want to see myself do in the future. So, like I said, it's many different ways to live untraditional. But for me, growing up, I was in foster care. So that means I didn't live in a traditional mom, dad, or even if it's like a single mom or it's a family and they had a home security sense. I didn't live in that kind of setting. I lived in more like group homes and things. I had some foster homes that I lived in, so they were supposed to be the home settings where a traditional family would be, but most of them was not like that at all. Most of them, you still, depending on the person you live with my experience, for some reason, I had more bad foster parents than I did good, and I still messed the good ones up. So at one point, I couldn't even complain about having bad ones. But seemed like from when I was younger, I had bad foster parents, which messed me up as I got older, because then I just didn't want to hear anything about foster parents. Or by then I was just I had my own attitude. By then I was a teenager, of course. So most of my foster homes it wasn't really like family sense. So you had like different people that came together, and all your siblings wasn't there, because like I have a lot of siblings. It's like 20 of us, being dramatic, but it's really like 12 of us all together out of my mom kids. My dad got some other kids, but just with my mom kids and the ones that I grew up with, it's 12 of us. Of course, I know because we got a big family, you can't fit everybody together, but everybody got split up for most part. So if anything, it was like two people staying with each other at a time. So you have that, but you also have like foster sisters or brothers or whatever, because there's other people there that they're taking care of too. And they let you know that, you're in a foster, you're not mine. And I have heard of some foster parents that people be like, oh, I had great foster parents and they did this and they did that, and they didn't make you feel like you was somebody else. You didn't belong to them, or you don't belong with them. They just taking care of you. And I've heard some people say they had some nice experience about that. Unfortunately, I wasn't the ones that was able to experience that. Most of my foster parents let me know that they wasn't mine, that I was just staying with them for a while, and hopefully my family will get it together. And it was still untraditional, like I said, because I already knew it wasn't my family. I knew I had foster siblings, and especially if like they already have kids, and they kids sometimes will let you know that you're not there. So just different things that basically you knew that you didn't belong, and it wasn't a family sense at all, because you knew that that's not where you belong. So that's the untraditional part that I'm going on today. And like I said, last month was Foster Care Awareness Month, so I wanted to, dip into that a little bit. Also, now that I'm of age to do it, you have to wait till you're like 25, 26. So now that I'm about at that age now where I can actually be able to do that, I've been looking into opening up a group home, foster home, or whichever one would be more better. My goal is to open up a group home that's, like I said, more like the family setting, that give the kids the family setting. So I wanted to talk about that for a little bit. I stayed away from that. Overall, I would say I stayed away from my past for a long time because I told myself I wasn't going back to that because of everything I experienced. But like I said, I got older when I started getting older, and I started experiencing other things too, other than just foster care and different types of experiences. I thought to myself, and I said that that's something that I would want to do again. So I thought about opening up a group home. So now that's what my focus is, and I want to look into that after I do. I mean, it's going to take longer to do the foster care because you got the classes, rules, regulations, and all the things that you have to do. And I haven't started looking into it. I just, once I get my plan and everything together, then that's when I'm going to go more in depth into it. So I'm still doing my homeless awareness, and I'm still planning on doing the at least 2 weeks to a month documentary where I'm out there actually doing everything. It's like raining over here. So yeah, when I finish doing that, then I'll be able to put more focus into my group home setting. Like I said, I'm already looking into it, but it's other stuff that needs to be done as far as like taking my classes and putting my focus into that. But I wanted, like I said, I've been wanting to get through this homeless awareness. So I'm going to get through it, and I want to do, that's something that I definitely still want to do. So if you still interested, or if you guys know anybody else that would be interested in coming with me and joining me and doing this documentary, y'all have people that walk around feeding the homeless all the time. If y'all really want to be about it, then hit me up so we could do this. I plan on being out there for 2 weeks to a month, literally following most homeless people and living the day-to-day life that they live in. I said once we find a group, we can all meet up, talk, get to know each other better, because we're going to be spending 2 weeks to a month together as well with other homeless people. So you got to get yourself together mentally and everything too, because you're not going to be doing what you're used to doing. And when that switch on you, it's hard. But you guys will still get to see what they go through, because everybody wasn't always homeless. Some people could end up homeless, but everybody wasn't always homeless to begin with. So even when they wasn't homeless anymore, they got used to doing stuff a certain way. So once they became homeless and they're not able to do everything that they used to do, that could take a toll on you as well. So you're going to have to get yourself prepared, because you're not going to be able to do everything. So you're going to be able to kind of feel the way that they felt when they first started going through all this, because everybody have a beginning story. Everybody started from somewhere. So at least we'll get to experience that and get that side that I've been wanting to get for so long. Once I finish doing that, like I said, I want to go ahead and finish up and look into my group home. Now, I said I wanted a group home instead of a foster home, because I want to be able to house more kids. So I gotta see how that works anyway, because I'm getting a little bit of different information from here and there. So most group homes can only have 5 kids unless they're like state regulated group homes. Because I know a group home that I was in, Elks, Morris, and Conyers, they had like 3 cottages, and then they had an independent living cottage. So they had a little bit more kids. So that's why I'm aiming to go towards that look, but also, make it a family setting. And it's going to be hard. That's why I say it's going to take a minute for me to do. And that's when the planning part is coming in. How can I make this as much homey as a group home setting than I can as a regular setting? Because it's still hard to do even as a group home. And now that I'm older, I understand that. But I also feel like it's different ways that you can go with things as well, as far as connecting with the kids and not just letting them know that it's a group home or making them feel like it's a group home, and putting the home setting into it and still, abide by the rules and the regulations and everything that goes on there. So I'm trying to figure everything out and go from what I know and the knowledge that I'm getting now, and I will be getting some more after taking some more classes and everything, and get a feel of all the stuff that you can't really do as far as running the group home and handling the kids. Because at the same time, unfortunately, it is still a group home, so it's like they're the ward of the states, so they gotta tell you how how the guidelines supposed to go, but my goal is to find all that information out in some way, twist it to where it could be a more family setting, even if I end up saying getting 2 colleges and having to hire couples only, just because